Our health news story tonight will likely be of concern to all those of us who take some form of aspirin every day, and those estimates start at somewhere north of 40 million Americans. Tonight, the FDA is warning that a daily dose is not for everyone, and taking aspirin needlessly may actually put them at significant risk. Our report tonight from NBC's Tom Costello.
For years, thanks in part to heavy advertising, many Americans have believed aspirin is just what the doctor ordered to prevent heart disease. But leading doctors have long been concerned about patients without heart disease taking an aspirin a day.
I think a lot of people think that because it is over the counter that it has no side effects. And we've often said that if aspirin were invented today, it would actually be much more strictly regulated by the FDA.
Aspirin thins the blood. It also carries the risk of bleeding in both the brain and stomach. The use of aspirin strictly as a preventive measure has always been doctor-driven, but now the FDA is reminding consumers there are risks associated with taking aspirin. A study in the British medical journal Lancet found it was the cause of gastrointestinal bleeding for 1 out of every 1,000 patients treated. For more than a decade, Bayer Aspirin has been seeking approval to market aspirin as a medication for preventing heart attacks. But the FDA has rejected the latest request, saying the data do not support the use of aspirin as a preventive medication by people who have not had a heart attack, stroke, or cardiovascular problems.
If you have a low risk of a heart attack, you're not going to get much benefit from the aspirin, but you will have the bleeding risk.
All of it confusing to 57-year-old Gwen Ellis. With a family history of heart disease, her doctor prescribed an aspirin a day.
Just the fact to take one a day along with your other medicines. It helps to thin the blood.
And now?
Now they're saying you don't have to take it. So what, who am I to believe? What am I to believe?
The makers of Bayer Aspirin said today clinical trials currently underway could change the FDA's thinking. But for now, doctors say if you've had a heart attack, keep taking aspirin. If you haven't, talk to your doctor. Tom Costello, NBC News, Baltimore.